we need to understand this topic very well. So there is a question here. The question is saying a compound of calcium chloride has 50.46 grams. Calculate the number of moles it contains. So we want to calculate the number of what? The number of moles. So how do we calculate the number of moles? What are some of the things that should be considered whenever you want to calculate the number of moles? So we need to write the formula. We know that the formula, this is the formula that I'm just giving you. The number of moles are equal to mass over what? Over molar mass. This is the formula that we get to use. Mass over molar mass. So now, what is our mass? You say number of moles is equal to, what is our mass? Our mass is what? 50.46 over. What is the molar mass? You now get a compound. You are dealing with what? Calcium chloride. So this is, you do this. You get a 2 there times, what is the mass number for chlorine? 35.5. For calcium, what is the mass number for calcium? So you move to calcium. What is the mass number for calcium? Mass number for calcium, how many atoms? 1. Times the mass number for calcium is 40. So here, you multiply there. So when you multiply, what answer are you going to get? 2 times 35.5. What answer are we getting? We are getting 71. Then here we are getting 40. So if you add these two, let's add those two. So when you add those two, the answer that you are going to get will be 111. This is the molar mass. So grams per what? Per mole. This is the what? This is the molar mass. Hope you've seen this. This is the what? The molar mass. And these are some of the things that should be considered. So you need to know this. This is the what? This is the molar mass. This one which is there, so you put it there, which is 111. So therefore, the number of moles are equal to what? You divide now. You say 50.46 divide 111. What answer are we getting? We are getting 0.454. So you can just end here, then you say moles. So this is how we've answered that question. And this is what you need to do. So first thing first is knowing the formula. You need to know the formula. Then I've told you that this topic on its own, it comes in an exam. And you need to make sure that you know it and understand it. I believe here everyone is clear. You don't have any challenges here. So if you've got a question before I proceed, you can ask me. So this is what you need to do on a question such as this. You just need to apply a formula. You get a compound that is given, then you just apply the what? The formula. So this is the formula that I gave you, and this is how questions get to come in an exam. Hope no one is having a question. So if you are having a question, you can ask me before we look at another question. So anyone with a question, you can ask me before I proceed. So which means no one is having a question. So we look at another question. The other formula that we discussed, we talked about the volume of a gas, where I said that there is this formula that we get to use, where we say number of moles is equal to volume over molar volume. This is another formula that I gave, where you know that this is the what? The volume given. This is the volume which you'll be given. Then this one, which is here, this is the volume. This is the volume of a gas. Volume of what? Volume of a gas. This is the volume of a gas at what? STP or RTP. This is what we discussed. So we get to use this formula whenever you are dealing with the volume. You know that the volume at RTP, the volume at RTP is what? 24 dense meters cubed. While the volume at STP, we agreed and said it is 22.4 dense meters cubed. So this is the volume at STP. This is the volume at what? RTP. These are some of the things that you need to know. This is what you need to get and understand. Hope we are revising through this. No one is having challenges. So I want you people to understand this. I want you people to know this. So make sure you know this. Make sure that you understand this very well. So I want you to get this. So this is a formula that we get to use. So how can a question be now, or how can a question come in an exam? This is how a question can come. Let me write down here. They are telling you that find the number of moles of a gas of 200 centimeters cubed at RTP. This is the question you are given. You are told to find what? The number of moles of a gas of this volume at RTP. So you know that the formula to use, straight away you go to the formula you are going to use. So in this case, which formula are you going to use? You know that number of moles is equal to volume over molar volume, which is equal to, what is the volume? The volume is this one. Have you seen? This is the volume. So for you to calculate the number of moles, the volume is in centimeters cubed. So that is 200 centimeters cubed. You convert this to dense meters. So how do you convert to dense meters? You divide by 1000. So you're going to divide by 1000. So you say 200 divide 1000. You get 0.2. So it's just the same as 0.2 dense meters cubed. So this is the volume now. We've converted. Have you seen? We've done what? We've converted. This is how you need to do it. So this is what you are supposed to do. So after you do this, then you are going to say that what is the volume? The volume 0.2 like this. Over here at RTP, have you seen RTP? At RTP, it's what? 24 dense meters. Have you seen? Then finally, what is your answer when you divide there? When you divide 0.2 divide 24. 0.2 divide 24. What answer are you getting? You are getting an answer which is 8.33. So 33 are just going times 10 to the power negative 3 like this. Then you just put moles. So this is your what? This is your answer. This is the answer that you need to get. This is what you need to understand. So you just need to know how a question is, what you are asked, and what you are supposed to get. So these are some of the things that you need to know. This is what you need to understand. So a question here, you are given this one. Find the number of moles of a gas of this volume. A gas having this volume at RTP. You know RTP, the volume at RTP, it's what? It is 24. If it was STP, you know that it is what? 22.4 dense meters cubed. This is what you have to do. This is what you need to do. So this is what we discussed. So I just want to open your mind even as we look at another part. So even as we get to look at another part, I want you to know and understand this concept very well. So away from this, hope we are clear on this. We don't have any challenge here. Hope everyone is clear on this part. Hope you don't have any question. So this video is recorded. So once we conclude, I'm going to give you some questions that you are going to practice. So I'll try to give you certain questions tomorrow morning that you are going to practice. Then in the evening before we start, I told you that we'll also have a lesson on Sunday to have a makeup for the lessons that we've missed. So we also have chemistry tomorrow. Yeah, you've got a question? Hello? Yeah. If you don't have a question, you can please mute yourself. The noise in the background is disturbing, please. The net you are disturbing, please, you can mute yourself.
I have a question.
Yeah, you can ask. You can ask, please.
Hello. Why have you converted the 200 centimeter cube? Why have you converted?
So that's how you need to do. Whenever you are given such a question, you need to convert to dense meters cubed always. So this one should always be converted unless you are told that the volume should be in this, but always we convert the volume to dense meters cubed. The volume should be converted. We need to make sure that the volume is in dense meters cubed. The volume should be converted. So whenever you just see a question where this one is just like this, you need to make sure that you convert this. You convert to dense meters cubed the same way I did here. This is what you are supposed to do. Hope I've answered the question. Hope I've answered the question. Okay, so we can move on, right? So we move on and look at another part. So we look at a different part. So we also talked about concentration, if I remember very well. We talked about concentration where we said concentration is equal to the number of moles over what? Over volume. This is the formula that I gave you under concentration. So this one, you know that that's what? Moles. Then this one here, it is what? Volume. So this is the formula that we get to use each time you want to calculate the number of, let's say, concentration. You want to find the concentration. This is the formula that I gave you, and you have the notes. I gave you the notes when we were doing this. So you know now that under concentration, there is a part of finding the number of moles. And in an exam, they won't give you the number of moles. It's you now to calculate the number of moles. You know that the number of moles is given by the formula mass over molar mass. We did this at first. So mass over what? Molar mass. This is the formula that you need to do. So whenever we are talking about concentration, there is a part that we need to find the number of moles. You are given a question to say a compound. You are given, this is the question, a compound X has mass of, so let me say a compound, let me give the name of this compound. A compound, I'll say calcium carbonate. A compound calcium carbonate. So a compound calcium carbonate has mass of, so this is the mass of what? 40. So let me use 26.2 grams as that mass. Then the question is saying calculate its concentration. So you calculate its concentration. Calculate its concentration if the volume is, so if the volume is 450 centimeters cubed. This is the question that you have here. This is the question that you are given. So before we go any further and look at the answer, one thing that I told you, which you need to know and understand, I said that concentration can be expressed in two ways. So the concentration can be expressed in two ways, or concentration can have two different units, but still it is the concentration. I said that concentration can have the units like grams per centimeters cubed. This is what I told you. It can also have more per decimeter cubed, like this. This is what I said, if you remember very well. So now you ask yourself a question. Now, how can you find the concentration here? You are given the what? You are given this one here. You are given that. This is the mass. You are also given the what? The volume. So you can just go direct and find the what? Find the concentration. Why you say concentration is equal to? So for this one, the formula is concentration is equal to mass over what? Volume. For this one is where we say concentration is equal to number of moles over volume. You can use two formulas. For this one, I said that this one is also called molarity. This is called molarity. This is called molarity. So when you're taught to find the molarity, we use this formula. But when it is just open like that, the way it is, where you are just taught to find the concentration, if the volume is this, you just go direct where you say the mass is what? 26.2 over what is the volume? This is the volume, which is 450, like that. Then it is equal to, you do this. So this is what you are going to do. This is what you are going to do. So what answer are you getting there? You say 26.2 divide 450, like that. You get it? The answer that you're going to get to be 0.058. Then you put what units there. On this question, no need of converting. Have you seen? The units, they can tell you that it is, the volume is what, centimeters cubed. So no need of converting the volume. But if you want to find the molarity, have you seen the units? Dense meters cubed. The volume is dense meters cubed, which means that the units are supposed to be converted to that. So this is a part that you need to understand. So I just want you to show you how you can work out this. Where you say, this is the what? The answer. Then you put, this is 8. Then you put what? Grams per centimeters cubed. So this is the what? The answer. This is the concentration. So this is what we have to do. These are things that we need to get and understand. So I want you people to know this, and I want you to understand this. Have you seen where the way I've expressed the units? Grams per centimeters cubed, because I was answering it in this form. But in a case where we want to find the molarity, you say number of moles over what? Volume. So you use a different method. This is another method that you have used here. The units are grams per centimeters cubed. But if you are told, so I will give you all the information that you need so that you won't fail any question in an exam. But if you are taught to express your answer in mole per dense meter cubed, they specify you express your answer in this. So what you need to do, you know that the formula is concentration is equal to number of moles over volume. First thing, calculate the number of moles. You know number of moles is equal to mass. What is the mass? 26.2. This is the mass that you need to do. Over what? Over molar mass. What is the molar mass? Which compound are we talking about? So the molar mass of what? What are we having? Calcium carbonate. We've got calcium carbonate. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to calculate first for calcium carbonate like this. So I calculate, this is, I say 3 times, what is the mass number for oxygen? 16. I move to this one. This is carbon. How many atoms? 1. 1 times 12, like that. Then this other one, this is calcium. Calcium, 1 atom. So 1 times what? 40. So when I add this, 1 times 40, it's 40, plus 3 times 16, it is 48, plus what? Plus 12. When you add this, you are going to get 100 grams per mole. This is the molar mass. So these things are supposed to be known. When you encounter a question like this, there's no need of doing this because you already know we've calculated today, and we calculated this some time back. So now, this is what you are supposed to do. So we are just doing some revisions so that we get more knowledge on these things, so that we are fully equipped on how to go about these questions. You understand them clearly. So I want you people to follow this way of answering questions. You follow this format. So I want you to follow this format very well. So 100. So just put your 100 there. So we've calculated our 100 there. So put your 100 there. So the number of moles are equal to what? You calculate there. What answer you get? 26.2 divide 100. What answer we getting? 0.262. What? Moles. So this is the what? The number of moles. That's the one that we are going to use there. The number of moles are what? 0.262 over the volume. Have you seen we are expressing it in what? Dense meters cubed. You get the volume and convert. So hope you've seen how I've calculated this one. It is the one which is there. So now I convert that one. So how do I convert 450 centimeters cubed to dense meters? You just divide by 1,000. This is how we get to convert. Divide by 1,000. You say 450 divide 1,000. What is your answer? Your answer is 0.45. So you say dense meters cubed. You've converted. So this is now the answer that you put here, 0.45. If you divide, what answer are you getting? So when we divide there, what answer are we going to get? What answer are we getting when we divide there? So we say 0.262 divide 0.45. What is the answer? The answer is 0.58. We are getting that answer. 8222. Have you seen? We are getting this answer. This is the answer that we are getting. So just end here. Then I say what? More per what? Dense meters cubed. This is what I'm going to do. Dense meters cubed. This answer can also be written as this. We can also write it like this. So we can also write it like this, where you just say 0.58. You just put capital letter M, showing that it is the what? The molarity. So this is the answer. These are ways in which you can answer questions related to this. Have you seen? So this is an important part in chemistry that you need to know. How to calculate this, how to do all these conversions. So you need to make sure that you know them, you get them, and understand them. So now, I've seen that people didn't get the announcement last night that I made that we will have a lesson today. So let's end here for now. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to give you some questions that we are going to practice. So this video is recorded. Let me share it in the group. Let me share it in the group. We try to revise through this. So these are things that we covered. These are things that we learned. I believe we are not facing any challenges on these things. Thank you so much. So we end here for tonight. So let's make sure we copy down these questions in our book.